It's Tough Nut Thursdays. Kelly's going to be working on some kickboxing stretches. We've also got a chat with Sara Wee and a styling session from Love Bonito.
Good morning. It's the morning show with Barbara and Kelly.
Oh, we usually say your name first. I got my name first today. It's Tough Nut Thursday, which means we're bringing you the toughest nuts in the house. We hope you woke up bright and early at 7:30 a.m. with the first light workout for our senior citizens.
We also had Rise and Shine with Uppercuts the Feel. And of course, you're joining us right now for the next hour of wholesome goodness on the morning show.
With your favorite sisters.
Yeah, that's right. Before we bring you in your house with Mr. Raj Kumar.
Later on in the afternoon, you've got a nice afternoon stretch with house athletics. And because it's Thursday at 8 p.m., you got What You Cooking with Ben Logan at 8 p.m.
Sounds like an incredible lineup of things today. Speaking of incredible lineups, our show today, lots of amazing people. We'll get to that in just a short while. But first, let's talk about the COVID numbers from last night. A quick look. First up, 675 new cases, 4 of them community cases, 2 of them Singaporeans and PRs, whilst 2 of them were work passes. 671 in the dormitories and 99% linked to known clusters, which is a great statistic. 25,346 as a grand total.
And as you saw, we had 0 cases from not in the dorms.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is good because it really means that extra efforts are being taken to ensure that there is minimal spread of the COVID-19 everywhere.
Everywhere else outside of the dormitories. Now, I think one thing that's important to note is we will see that spike in the numbers within the dormitories simply because they're at a point where they are continuously testing all of the workers. They're going to do that, over 300,000 of them, right? We've only managed to do 30,000 of them so far, approximately, and each day we're only being able to process about 3,000 tests. So we are going to see fluctuations in the numbers like we have over the past couple of days. Some days it'll be higher, some days it'll be lower, but we shouldn't be disheartened. Plus, and more good news is that when you start looking at the numbers of reported flu cases, just regular influenza, hand, foot, and mouth disease, and all our common colds, all of those things are going down.
And
that is
great.
because people are washing their hands, they're practicing safe
distancing, better hygiene.
There's no germy kids in preschool.
Everyone's working from home, so you're less likely to contract human-to-human contracted stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Germs.
Now, one thing that is being contracted, though, pregnancies, because apparently across the causeway in Malaysia, they say that they are expecting a huge increase in the number of children born as a result of the CMO, the MCO, the mandatory lockdown that they had over there.
Yes,
so
we're looking at a few
booming business in education on the other side of the causeway.
Million, yes. The schools are going to be a little bit tight in 5 years when they all start going to school.
Now, so speaking of tight, and I'm talking about my waistline because I've been having way too many cookies, and Subway is not helping because they've got such delicious cookies. And speaking of Subway and their Subway meals, we're giving one away.
That's right. We've got a completely free Subway meal to be given away. The mechanics are super easy. All you need to do is like and share the Get Active TV Facebook page and the morning show, and also comment and tell us just what is your favorite Subway cookie flavor. I like the white chocolate macadamia.
Which is why I made you white chocolate macadamia cookies the other day. For me, I just like the regular chocolate chip. I'm just nice and basic. I'm a little bit basic.
You're a basic woman.
Yes. Anyway, we've got lots coming up on the show, so make sure that you're sticking around. I will be stretching out with Marco Joosten from Infinite Academy in a short while.
That's a kickboxing hit studio, so Kelly's going to get her kickbox on. Later on, we had a chat with Sara Wee as well. And last but not least, Stella Ong from Love Bonito is in the studio with us to help us with a little styling session to fix all those work from home woos. So if you have any questions for her, feel free to drop it in the comments and we can address it later on.
Alrighty, we're going to go for a short break. Stay with us here on The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara.
Step right up, draw the next card. You're one of the brighter animals, so get along with everybody else. Is the ship sinking? I've been thinking. Always sinking. I've been thinking. Been a little time to get along. A wake-up call, throw the next up. Be one of a kind, original. Don't be another sign of the times. Fight. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Wanna know the secret? We get on. Try to find the feeling we belong. It's all for one and all for fun.
Hello, welcome back to The Morning Show with me, Kelly, because Barbara's decided she needs another coffee. So she's left me to stretch it out with Marco Joosten from Infinite Academy, who's joining us here today in studio. Hey.
What's up?
Tell us a little bit about Infinite and what you guys do.
Hi, so Infinite Academy is a boutique studio where we focus on kickboxing-inspired workouts. It's a 45-minute session, and the idea behind it is to actually work on kickboxing workouts with your fitness workouts, and it's catered to all levels. We actually have a nice program where you come in, if you're in for the first time, you come in a little bit earlier, and we actually have a proper intro for you to get started with, so that you don't come in, thrown into the wolves completely lost. Yeah.
That's very, very useful, because the number of times I think I've wanted to try something and I'm just like, I'm just going to try and copy what you're doing. And then you just end up like a lost sheep at the back of the class. So.
And then chances are you don't come back because you're intimidated for the next time, right?
Exactly,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
And speaking of that sort of intimidation, a lot of people have taken quite well, I think, to the online classes, simply because you're removing that element of fear of being in a new environment and you're hiding behind a screen and doing these virtual workouts.
Exactly.
A virtual workout, something that you guys are doing as well?
Yes, we are doing virtual workouts. As of right now, we are doing 5 different classes throughout the week, different timings, and still focusing on that kickboxing element. Obviously, we're not going to be hitting the bags, and you don't have anyone around you, so it does take away that intimidation factor. I feel a lot of times people have this fear of being judged, especially when you're punching a little wrong.
Yeah, it's just like...
But so we always focus on the right technique. So even in the virtual classes, I'm there like watching everyone and making sure that they're doing it right and they're punching the right way. They're not just
Good
like
coach.
snapping their elbows.
Look at you go. Okay, so tell us a little bit about what kickboxing is exactly. I remember it being very, very big, maybe a few years ago. That's sort of when it came into the forefront, and then sort of like the rest of the MMA world picked up as well, and everyone kind of got a little bit lost for a while. But what is kickboxing exactly?
Well, kickboxing is a form of martial art. And back in the day, martial arts was obviously to defend yourself, and it was also a great way to stay in shape, stay fit and healthy. Kickboxing is all over the world. You have different types of kickboxing. Like for example, in Thailand, you have a form of kickboxing which is called Muay Thai. In Myanmar, you have Litway. You have in Holland, you have Dutch kickboxing. In the States, you know, even in Japan, you have karate. So it's very versatile. Different styles all around the world, but ideally, it is a form of martial art where you're standing up and you're striking with your punches. You got your knees and kicks, and in some places, even the elbows or the headbutts. We don't do the headbutts here in Infinite Academy because
it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It is dangerous. I remember from when we were
Get a
younger,
concussion.
a piece of advice that my martial arts instructor told us was, if you are ever assaulted by anyone in the street, it's your hard bits to their soft bits. And I'm like, right, okay, we'll remember that. But it's not something that you throw around lightly. And you definitely don't do it without warming up either. So
No, definitely
we're going to
not.
go through a few of the stretches that you would typically do if you were going to be doing a kickboxing class. So
Okay.
show me what you got.
All right. So for the stretches, we want to focus. Obviously, it's a full body workout. So we want to stretch out the entire body, and we're going to start today with the top, and then we're going to slowly work our way to the bottom.
Sounds like a good place to start. Let's go.
All right. So for the first stretch we're going to do is just going to stretch out that neck because we're on the computer quite a bit. So I just want you to place both your hands over your chest.
All right.
We're going to pull your chest down, shoulders down,
Ooh.
and we're going to lift your chin up. Now you're going to feel a stretch just down the middle of your neck. Now what we want to do is shift that stretch 1 inch to the side. So we're just going to tilt your neck to the side.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is that muscle that gets really tight when we're on the phone or on the laptop too long.
You can really feel it like
Yeah, just here. And then we'll switch over to the other side.
That's actually a really nice stretch
3,
and quite painful.
2, 1. And then slowly back to center and bring yourself back down. Now we're going to stretch out the shoulders because we're going to be throwing quite a bit of punches. So we're going to take your left hand and we'll bring it across your chest. We'll pull it in with the right. Try to keep that left arm nice and straight and the shoulders away from your face. Right, you want to feel that stretch just by the shoulder. And if you want a deeper stretch, you can always rotate over to the right side.
Get a nice opening in the back there as well.
Exactly. 3, 2, 1. Switch
I like
over.
it. A lot of people I find when they do this stretch, like you said, it's important to keep the shoulder down because a lot of people end up like hiking it and they're like, yeah, I can go really far.
And it's not just for this stretch, but for a lot of other things, right? Even for your push-ups.
Yep.
A lot of exercises, when we start to struggle, we tend to bring our shoulders up. We don't want that. We want to keep the shoulders down, and we bring it back. We keep the shoulders up because naturally we want to protect ourselves when things get difficult, right? All right, so now we're going to stretch out the triceps. So we're just going to take the left hand up and reach to the back like you want to scratch an itch.
Okay.
Grab the elbow with the other hand and pull. Now here's what I want you to do. You're going to pull the elbow behind your head, if you can, and then lift your head up. Really open up that shoulder, focus on that posture, keep that core tight. 3,
I'm
2,
sweating.
1, and switch over to the other side.
This is probably not the easiest thing to be doing in a denim jacket either. Oh, this feels good.
3, 2, 1, and release. All right, now
Nice.
just loosey-goosey, shake it off.
Yep.
Now we're gonna go to the lower half of the body. So we're gonna start in a nice sumo squat.
Right.
So we want your knees and toes facing
Look
out
at them
45
quads.
degrees. Boom. All right, and we want to sit your hips down as low as you can, and with your hands or with your elbows, you can just push your knees apart. All right. When we're doing kickboxing, we want to kick in all different levels: the leg, the body, and the head. So the groin stretch is really important.
It's stretched.
It's stretched. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to turn over to the right side, and using your left hand, you're going to push your left knee away from you. There we go. Just get a deeper stretch.
Yeah, I feel like the groin is a very neglected area when you're stretching or when you're working out as well. Like, you don't realize how much you actually need your inner thighs and your groin. I am actually perspiring.
Don't forget to really sit those hips down.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, and we go back to center.
Okay.
All right, we're not done here. Okay, we're gonna take your left knee in this time.
Okay.
All right. And now we're in this lunge position, right? So we're just gonna push your hips forward. And now we're gonna focus that stretch on the hip flexors of your back leg. Right? So the hip flexors is the main muscle that is lifting your knees or your legs up when you throw your kick as well. We want to get that stretch in. 3, 2, 1. And then we'll switch over to the other side.
Sure, just casually.
Just casually pivoting over to the other side. And this is also working your mobility, your movement.
You really want to tuck that under, don't you? You can, I think, we
Yeah,
had
keep your
a
chest
few of our
up.
chest instructors who, physio stretch instructors, that's what I'm trying to say, who were telling us like it's really important to make sure that pelvis is sort of like tucked under. It's
Exactly.
not just about throwing it down, but it's also about tucking the bum under.
All right,
Cool.
we're going back to the other side now.
Oh, right, okay.
Again. This time take your left hand, reach out forward.
Yeah.
And your right hand just cartwheels to the back and reaches for that back foot.
Yeah.
There we go. Now, got it? So get hips down and just pull that
Okay.
leg in. Get get that quad stretch.
Yeah. No.
And bring it back down. Switch over to the other side. Same thing.
Okay, so Barbara cannot actually say that I don't do any of
You want to try and cartwheel your head
my
from the
toes
top.
aren't long enough.
Your toes are long enough. Push your hips forward and keep that chest up. There we go. 3, 2, 1, and we're almost done.
Okay,
All right, let's sit down. Let's sit down.
All right, sitting down is good. Okay, so now it's
My turn to pose you something. I don't know if
Okay.
you've seen online, but we have thrown down the gauntlet. Well, rather, John and Duncan threw down the gauntlet online and said, on today's show, because it's Tough Nut Thursday, we have to do the no hands challenge. And I thought this would be a great way for me to throw this back at you. So let's take a look at the no hands challenge and see exactly how it's meant to be done.
I do not favor my odds, but
Oh, let's do
you know
this.
we're game, right?
This is fun.
Anything
It's all
for
thing.
television.
Anything for television. This is Evenings with John and Duncan. As usual, us making a fool of ourselves for you.
So you did.
Is this Duncan?
You did the back.
First attempt at the no hands challenge. He's it's looked like he's trying to crawl out of bed. Doing nice turn there. Twist and turn. Oh, he's gonna do it. He's gonna make it. Woo! And Duncan does it as well.
I have pulled many muscles
We-
recreating that.
Have proved that you do not need to have the flexibility of a ballerina, a gymnast, or a taekwondo exponent to do this.
And now a surprise for you, Kelly and Barbara. Watching this, you thought we will not challenge you on Evenings with John and Duncan. Well, we have. The contest is on. Can you do it live on television, live on TV, the Kelly and Barbara show, morning show? Can you do the no hands challenge?
No hands challenge. The challenge is on.
Get the pros to come and have a crack at it before Barbara and I have a crack at it. So Marco, come on, let's see you try and do it.
Well, first,
You
I'd like to
haven't
thank you
tried
for
it.
throwing this to me last minute.
Delegation. Okay, so let's get you down.
All right. So
And then
how does this work?
Hands behind your back.
Oh, God.
Okay,
It's gonna
I
end
want to
bad.
see. Can you do the split version?
Okay.
Okay, come on, let's go,
Live
let's go, let's go.
television, Marco's going to attempt to split. No.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's
so
see if we
let's
can do it.
try. Let's get that. Oh.
Hey!
Pop.
Hey, that was fast. Okay, then jump up.
And jump up.
Nice! Look at that. That's how the
right.
pros do it, man. Question, should I do this now or should I wait until Barbara and I do it? Do it now?
Let's
Okay,
do one now.
let's do it
You
now.
wanna
Okay.
practice?
Okay, all right, here we go. Okay, all right. I'm gonna follow a similar technique. Sorry, my mic is like being pressed up against the floor.
There you go.
Oh, losing my balance. Oh, yes. And then we try. I'm gonna fall flat on my face if I do this. Never mind. I'm just gonna step up. I was like, if I try and jump, I'm gonna fall over. Yeah. What's up, John and Duncan? Okay, it's gonna be Barbara's turn after this. My mic packs are all falling out, so we're gonna go for a short break. Marco, thank you so much for
Thank you for having
being
me.
such a fun sport and trying that out. And also thank you for sharing us a little bit how we can get our bodies all limbered up for some kickboxing action. Don't go away. This is the morning show with Kelly and Barbara. Plenty more still to come.
this Rush gear makes me feel, every time I put it on, I feel super powerful. My training is super intense, so I need something like this that's gonna make me feel strong and ready to go.
Good morning and welcome back to the morning show with Kelly and Barbara. We've got a Zoom call with us today. This is Sara Wee. Hello, Sara.
Hi!
Sara Wee,
Good morning,
yogi
guys.
extraordinaire, one of the Nike girls, and vocalist for 53A. Is there anything that you don't do?
I don't know. Something I've not tried. Okay, I don't scuba dive. That's what I don't do. Because I
okay.
get very bad motion sickness.
Fair enough. It's Tough Nut Thursday. Sarah, show us your guns.
Flex.
Flex, flex.
Yay!
Ooh.
Okay, so Sarah's probably one of the toughest
Hey!
yogis that I know, simply because she goes out there, she smashes her thing, but like you've got this whole work-life balance going on, which I really, really appreciate, because aside from teaching classes and being and staying fit and healthy yourself, you also spend a lot of time performing. And tell us a little bit about
Yes.
your performance. And you also teach, right?
Yes,
Yes.
I'm a part-time lecturer at LaSalle.
There we go. So tell us a little bit about the gig economy at this point in time. Obviously, circuit breaker, you're not going out there performing at Timber.
Nope. So it was very interesting because I think the last gig that we played, it was very surreal because literally I'm in my gigs 4 or 5 times a week. And to go from that to completely not knowing when you're going to start your next gig is actually quite a scary thing, to be honest. So the gig economy now is pretty much on hold. And this is not just in Singapore, it's around the world. I think a lot of people have been doing predictions as to when concerts can even start, and they're saying it's not going to even happen till like 2021. So 2020 is completely out for the music industry in terms of live performances anymore. What's happening is a lot of people are starting to do a lot of live sessions. So on Facebook, on Instagram, you even have people like Tori Kelly and Jojo and Jacob Collier, who just recently was on his Instagram live with Chris Martin from Coldplay. So that's the kind of impact that's happened on the gig economy, and people are finding ways to still have their music reach people. But the tricky thing is, how do you make money off that?
Yeah.
So I think in Singapore, what people have done is we've created QR codes and people can scan the QR codes and donate. The amazing thing is we've got a couple of companies and of course Timber has been doing this thing called Keep Music Alive, where we actually play live on Facebook. I mean, we come together as a band, we play remotely from our homes, and it's gotten us a little bit of income, thankfully. And companies like Bosch Singapore and all that, they've been holding some Facebook live sessions, so that's been great. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been happening for us. Like, if you don't necessarily do your own Instagram live, you're not playing anything anymore.
How has it been like to adapt? Because obviously you guys are a band, you're not just like a solo performer. There are a couple of components that form 53A. So, performing virtually from everyone's homes separately to Timber, how has that been?
It's been definitely a journey. It's been an experience. I think it's very fortunate that because of the advancement in technology, and also because I think all 5 of us are very much technically sound when it comes to studio work and stuff like that. So we've been very lucky that it's not been too trying for us. We actually have been able to adapt really quickly. And I think for the modern day musician, like so many people are self-producing and all that now, everyone seems to have sort of a home studio. you know, so
that's true.
it really definitely helped. Yeah.
It must also help being married to a fellow band member.
Of course. Yes, it definitely helped. And it definitely helps that the fellow band member that I married is also a producer. So we actually have our own home studio. And, you know, like Kelly and I were talking privately on our own before this a few days ago. We were saying that we're so lucky that we moved into our house right before this happened. So thankfully, it's been good for us in terms of being able to be in our studio and doing our work remotely from home.
I have actually seen some of the stuff that you guys have actually put up on IG Live. Like you and Bunny have been performing and just putting out music, and it could be covers of whatever. How are you thinking of what songs to sing?
I think it's very much what we're listening to at that time, but also based on the last few IG Live sessions that we've done, we've been very request based, which is pretty much what we do at our shows, right? We do that at Timber. So yeah, actually the last one that we did, we actually took a request from a friend of ours, Kathy. So yeah, that's actually one of the ways. So if you want a song played, maybe you can message me on Instagram. Maybe I'll do something for you.
That'd be so cool. Like you should have totally done like a whole Mother's Day request sort of show, and then you guys just
Play.
I mean, it's like live radio, right?
But live.
But live.
Almost,
live.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I think a lot of people were going live for Mother's Day actually. Like there was that whole JJ Lin and Steph's son thing. So
Yeah.
I don't want to contend with that.
Now, speaking of, so you said that you guys moved into your place just before the circuit breaker started, which is great. You and Bundy have been together for a really long
Yes.
time, right? How many years now?
8 years.
And the wedding
I'm
was...
sorry, my cats are going insane behind us right now.
It's okay.
Hi guys.
We love your cats. It's fine.
You guys need to stop.
When was the wedding?
The wedding was in April
Okay.
2019.
And were you
Sorry.
guys living...
Stop.
You
guys
can bring
need
them
to
into
stop.
shot. Just bring them in for the interview.
No,
and
it's okay.
Were you guys living together before that?
No, we weren't.
So,
So we
how
were
is...
living, and also because I was living on my own, and then I had to move into my parents' place because, you know, the rental had to stop and stuff like that. So
Yeah. So how has
Yeah,
that
it was
been
a
like?
nightmare.
So a lot of couples, obviously, they get married and then they get to move in together, but you know, they're kind of, they go off to their days and they go off to their jobs. But now you guys, oh wow, you guys now
Yeah,
are living
they're
together
going nuts.
24/7. You also work together
Yes.
24/7. How has that been like, especially that now it's like there's this massive chomp down of you can't really leave the house?
8 years of being together and 16 years of being in the same band means that we see each other almost every single day, which means that we have been well prepared for circuit breaker, to be very honest. So we're actually very lucky because we see each other all the time, and it just makes no difference to me, honestly.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
really
so
good.
we have actually been really good.
At least you've got
Luna
that
wants to say hi.
balance. Hello, Luna. Come say
Yeah.
hi.
Oh,
Luna is beautiful. So speaking of that
Ella
balance,
is
then
too.
how have you been balancing everything during circuit breaker? Like what sort of portion do you spend working on yourself and your fitness versus creating content versus trying to make an income?
To be very honest, I thought that work from home for us would be really, really easy, but it's not. It's been absolutely crazy. I've been literally doing pretty much the same kind of hours that I do before circuit breaker. So I think the challenging thing is because you're working from home and because you're doing entertainment-based things, clients feel like you have a lot of time. And so I think the hard thing is trying to explain that, oh, I can't take a call right now out of the blue because I'm about to teach yoga. And I can't do this right now because I actually have to teach a vocal student. So that has been quite tricky. And also because Bunny and I have to share the space, we actually have like a calendar right now where we're sharing our entire day's events. So we can actually see who is doing what just to make sure that we don't clash with each other in terms of using the studio and stuff like that.
Wow, I guess, yeah, that's an added dimension because you guys are in similar industries. The fact that you have to share facilities that you normally wouldn't need to.
Yeah. And I think that's the tricky thing, because like most people are able to do their work at home and they're just on their laptops and stuff like that. But because we have to share the space, it's tricky. And also because I need to use the living room for teaching yoga and stuff like that. So for him to have to navigate the house and walk through the space while I'm teaching and go in and out, and especially because it's fasting month, so he has to kind of go and get food for us when we want to break our fast. So he has to walk over the couch and then like behind the camera and kind of like squeeze his way against the wall just to make sure he's not seen by the people on my screen.
Speaking of fasting then, how are you coping? Because you've obviously got such a hectic schedule. And how are you finding this balance within it to make sure that you're breaking fast at the right time and that you're making sure that you're taking care of your body whilst teaching fitness classes and yoga and all of that, plus
your own practice.
digging and your own practice and all of that. That must be taking a toll on your body.
I think the amazing thing about us being in Singapore is everyone understands the concept of being multicultural, and they understand that because we have to break our fast, they are very understanding of, oh, okay, I cannot do the IG live at this time because it doesn't give me enough time to do this. Yeah. So that has been great. And to be very honest, my schedule before Circuit Breaker has always been nuts. So sometimes, I mean, it's not great, but sometimes I literally don't eat my first meal till quite late in the day. So I'm pretty much used to that. And also I have taken into account that because I am going to be fasting during this period, so I actually prepped ahead and made sure that the classes that I take don't happen too early in the day. So then it's not too difficult for me to kind of last through the day. But it's really been okay. I think being at home definitely helps because you're not out in the sun. And that has been a really big factor. But the humidity has been nuts, right?
Yeah.
It's just not...
Very, very muggy.
It's so muggy. So that's been the trickiest thing, I feel, because that just makes your entire body just feel like, oh.
Well, before we wrap up, I just want to ask, do you have any tips? So there are obviously a lot of freelancers who are now working from home, juggling different jobs, just trying to get by this whole very strange time that we're living in. Do you have any advice for those freelancers out there who are working from home?
I think just stay strong. I think the hardest thing to do right now for everyone is to kind of prep for what's going to happen next. So just adapt and try to change your perspective on how things are going to be from now on, because we don't know when the live venues are going to start opening again. We don't know when people are going to be able to start congregating in the same space again. So just try your best to adapt to whatever situation, because that's the only way that we're actually going to get past this, honestly.
Fantastic advice there. Thank you very much for ending on such a positive note. Sara Wee joining us via Zoom call here on The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara. We're going to take a short break. More brilliant stuff still to come. Don't go anywhere.
Step right up, draw the next card. You're one of the brighter animals, so get along with everybody else.
Welcome back. It's the morning show with Kelly and Barbara. Although Kelly has stepped out, I am tapping back in. And I know Kelly was wearing a different outfit. That little segment with Sarah was a little bit of a pre-record that we'd done. We had a chat with her a different day. Now, getting back to our Tough Nut Thursdays, we know it is very difficult sometimes working from home, deciding what to wear. Half of the time, I want to be in my pajamas all the time. So these are some of our work from home struggles. But luckily today, I have with me from Love Bonito, Stella Ong, who is their head of ambassadors. Hello, Stella.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Stella has saved my life on more than one occasion when I stepped into the Love Bonito store and I'm like, I need something for this occasion, help. And she just like runs around, she's like, yep, pick this, pick that. Absolutely fantastic. So tell us a little bit more about you. What do you do? How did you join Love Bonito?
So I've been with Love Bonito for a while. I used to be a designer and then I moved on to head a new team that we started in the retail team. So we are ambassadors in the retail stores, and what we do, we're like friends of the customers that go to our retail stores. So we hang out with our customers, we provide them styling advice, you know, we pick outfits for them, just like what I do for you. Yeah, essentially that's what we do. We hang out with our customers and catch up with them.
That is so great.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like a dream job, right? And
Yes.
a lot of the time, that's the kind of service or job that happens in a lot of very high-end atas places like your Chanel. You know, they're not just salespeople who help you get an M size or an L size. You know, there's really that personal touch. Do you have any funny stories?
Not really funny, but I work with a lot of ladies that they come in and they're just like, I don't know where to start, you know, and you know, we kind of guide them to talk about like what kind of outfits would you actually wear, and then we start building their wardrobe, you know, outfits by outfits, you know, we pick something that they will like, they would see themselves wearing for the years to come.
Yeah. So you guys, a couple of, I think it was like last month, you launched the loungewear collection.
Yes, it was so successful, by the way.
It was a hit. I mean, they had some beautiful pieces in there.
Definitely.
Obviously, that was inspired by the current situation that everyone's going through. But what kind of really spurred it on? And how was the response? How did people react to it?
So we wanted to launch the loungewear as a new line to introduce that to the new collection. But also, it came in line with the whole COVID situation.
Oh, so it wasn't just because of COVID, but
we kind
life
of like
has a way of
staggered it a
panning
little
out.
bit. Yeah. So it came in perfectly because a lot of people are staying in. They want to be very comfortable and, you know, because they're working from home, they're working from their beds, they're working from the dining table. So we want to make sure that they still stay stylish, even though they're working from home.
And so talk us through a little bit about that collection per se. There were like tops, some shorts.
Yes.
There was a kimono top as well.
Yes.
So really getting that versatility in there. Okay, so now that everyone is working from home, but first and foremost, how have you been doing working from home? Your job is very much so oriented to being physically there in the store with your customers, helping people. So how has that shift kind of affected you and what you do?
So I would speak for the whole retail team that we really miss being in stores. We see our customers every day, we talk to them, we catch up with them. And now that we're taken out of the stores, we're all taking a step back to think about what we can do for when we get back into the stores in June. You know, we're putting in safe distancing measures. We want to make sure that our customers feel safe when they're shopping with us in June.
Oh, lovely. Well, I can't wait for one to go back. And we were literally just talking about the ability to browse. I miss browsing.
Clothes, oh my God, just running your fingers through the clothes.
All the nice fabrics. Okay, so getting down to business, we've got a little styling session today. I know there are some people like myself, I have stopped buying so many clothes because I'm like, well, you know, like I'm not going out anywhere. Therefore, I shouldn't be buying more clothes. But on the other hand, we need to be able to dress up for all these Zoom calls and Zoom meetings. It's just as important to present yourself well on a meeting, even if it's virtually. So you've brought in some clothes for us to have a little peek at today. Come, let's talk through these looks. What have we got?
Okay, so I've put together 4 outfits, 2 of which is perfect for those who prefer to stay comfortable when they are working from home, and 2 of the outfits are perfect for those who have to look polished or want to look polished when they're having their Zoom calls, when they're checking in, you know, whenever there's like any FaceTime. So I would love to introduce the first outfit to you and your viewers. Okay, so the first dress, definitely, it's, I mean, we have to have like
safe
some...
distancing.
Yes,
safe distancing.
okay.
You know
So-
what? I'm going to take this and I'm going to
Okay.
bring it to the front line
So you guys can have
so everyone
great
can have
view.
a good look at
Okay,
these.
so the first dress is perfect for anyone who wants to, you know,
Plus-
stay comfortable, stay...
This is soft.
Yes, it is a bit
I'm just letting you
breezy.
know, this is very
Yes,
soft.
yes. So I picked this up particularly for those that want to stay comfortable, and because of the material, you're going to be very like, I'm sure you're working from your bed, your dining
Couch,
table, yeah.
dining table, anywhere on the house, based on the
Yes.
floor.
Yes, yes. So this silhouette is going to be very breezy for you. And what I like to do is recommend pieces that you can actually wear even after the COVID situation.
Yes.
So you can, I mean, when you're getting back to work, right, it's going to be a little bit of getting used to dressing up. So a dress like this would be perfect. So when you're at home, you don't have to wear the belt. But when you start going back to work, you can put on the belt, you can match your accessories with the belt, and it's like a whole very cohesive look.
Yes, and I
Yes.
do like the little wrap that's going on. Again, it's very airy, it keeps you
Breezy.
comfortable. We've got a nice neckline, not too flashy, because you don't want
Exactly.
anything happening while you're on
Yeah.
these Zoom calls. Once it's on the internet, it's on the internet.
Yeah, yeah,
Awesome. I do like this, and the color, very subtle.
Yes, very subtle.
Slightly muted, like almost like a sagey
That's
type
right. That's
green.
actually one of the colors that we're focusing on in this season. Very, I would say, spring-like colors.
Yes.
Yes.
It's like a muted spring.
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay, what else have we got? I'm just
Okay.
gonna
Thank
pop this one
you.
off to the
So I've been
side.
actually speaking to the Love Bonito team and some of the Love Bonito customers that we, you know, keep in contact with. And what I found out is that it's actually, a lot of them find it motivating to wear pieces that kind of looks like pieces that they would usually wear to work.
Yes.
Yes. So I've put together this look for everyone. So essentially, it's a camisole top, and it has a little peplum detail. So it doesn't cling to your body, and it's going to be very comfortable when you're like lounging at home.
Yeah,
And-
so these pants are, I would say that they're a similar material
Yes.
to these ones I've got. This was sent in this week's little care package from Love Bonito for us to style while we're
Yes.
on set. And I do love these. They've got a very flattering cut.
Yeah. So culottes like
without
this.
restricting me at all.
Exactly. So culottes like this gives you a lot of room to move about,
Yes.
and the color's really cute. You know, you can still have fun dressing up, playing with colors, even though you're going to be at home and no one's going to look at your outfit, but you're dressing for yourself, right?
Yeah, so what I found was that when the circuit breaker initially
cute.
happened, oh, Ray, you look cute and everything, girl. When the circuit breaker first happened, I had this tendency to dress up even more than I used to.
That's
I was
good.
pulling out a lot of clothes that have been sitting in my cupboard for the longest time,
Yep.
just to kind of motivate myself.
To dress up, right?
Yeah, I need to feel put together in order to get
I
some
know.
work done. It's a mental battle as well.
Yeah, yeah. And
Awesome.
Okay, and so for those that have a lot of Zoom calls where you have to, you know, look presentable, I've put together 2 looks for you. So the first one is, you know, it's like a white cotton linen shirt, and you can match it with, let me show you. You can match it with a pair of work pants. And so what's great about this top, and what's great about working from home is you can actually just dress from waist up.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
can fake it. Team
Yeah,
no
yeah,
pants.
I know. I mean, wear some pants, right? but the top, this top is really interesting because it has a puffy sleeve detail, so it's a little bit more exaggerated, adds a little bit of volume, a little bit of drama. So when you're on camera, you know, just when you're wearing this top, put on a red lip, a earring, and you know, you're just gonna be capturing whatever that is gonna be like above the waist, right? So you actually really put together. So I matched it with a pair of work pants that you can actually wear when you go back to work, but
Yes.
essentially you could be in your pajama
Shorts.
shorts, sweatpants. Nobody would know, honestly,
Yes.
right?
And the good thing about this kind of nice light linen material, so it's not too transparent, so you're safe. But at the same time, I think one of the problems that, or the struggles that a lot of us have with working from home is that Singapore's humid. right? The homes, I mean, even if you've got like all the fans on, that humidity still happens. So being able to have clothes that are roomy,
Yes.
obviously now that we're at home all the time, we don't want to switch on the aircon all the time.
Yeah.
Because we're all going to see our electricity bills
Shoot up,
skyrocket.
definitely.
Mom's going to be like, Mimi! This is lovely.
Yeah, it's a cotton and linen blend, so it's going to be very comfortable. It's very breathable. It's very lightweight.
Beautiful with like a statement necklace as well.
You can
It's
see
kind
the
of-
whole look
I can
coming
s-
together.
I can see this Kelly in this as well. This is great.
Yes, yes.
So basically today's styling session is like a mini shopping session for Kelly and I. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll have you back on every week.
maybe.
Awesome. Okay, last look.
Yes, the last look that I have, it's a little bit of an interesting choice. So I picked out a romper. So a romper essentially is a dress, but it has like shorts underneath. So you're comfortable. You don't have to worry about like, oh, it's too short or whatever, right?
Yes.
So I picked out a polka dot printed jumpsuit. So what's great about this is that when you're on camera, the polka dot is going to stand out a lot more. So with this, you can add a red lip. I mean, you're going to be extra on the camera because you want to look good, right?
Yeah.
So this would really stand out, and you know, it's just look good waist up.
There we go.
Yeah.
And to be fair, this again is something that you could easily pull off when you go back to work.
Exactly.
With it well, depending on what industry you work in.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
work in a
yeah.
bank, maybe not. But with a pair of pants, pumps or
Yes.
heels, easily workable. And I think one of the things that I love about Love Bonito's rompers and jumpsuits is that they cater to people with both long bodies and short bodies as well. So
yes.
both Kelly and I are covered.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
pulling all of these together
Yeah,
for us.
I hope you guys like it. I hope
We do, and hopefully
yeah.
we'll see you back in a couple more weeks.
Hopefully.
With some brand
Happy
new
to be
looks.
here. Happy to
Yes.
be here.
All right, well, we're going to go for a quick break. Lots more coming your way this Tough Lunch Thursday.
Welcome back to the morning show with Kelly and Barbara. It's that time in the show where we learn how to break it down. Go, Barbara.
Go. Break it down.
There you go.
She loves it. She loves it when I do that.
So the deadlift is a really important move, so we decided to get Xiang to take us through the movement so that we know exactly what to do and how to do it right. Let's take a look.
Right, welcome to this segment we call Break It Down. And today, my name is Xiang. So today I will be breaking down some complex movement or progressive movement that we have. I'm going to break it down into smaller parts so that you, viewers at home, can actually try and learn something different, right? It may be something that you have been doing or maybe doing wrongly, right? So this is a new, different perspective that I have for you, right? So the first one we'll be doing today is a progression. There's three things that we want to do. a deadlift into a clean into a snatch, right? It sounds very complicated, but don't worry, we'll go through one by one. So the first typical deadlift, I think deadlift is something that a lot of us are doing or have heard of. So what is the deadlift? So essentially, because today we have weights and we don't really have big barbells and bars, so today I'm opting for actually a small dumbbell, which is fine. You can just do with one side and then you'll progress the same number on the other side. So a few things to look out when we do a deadlift. Essentially, a deadlift is a hamstring, a bit of your quads and your lower back, shoulders. So from there, I mean, just imagine that I'm holding a very long bar. A deadlift essentially looks like this. From here, you bend your hips, and as you drop, your back should be straight and pushing your hips up. Similar to a squat, right? But don't bend your knees too much because it becomes a squat, right? Right, it's all on quads. So what you want to do is just bend your knees a little bit, right? From there, imagine there's a wall behind you, right? You want to relax your arm, just hold it straight, pushing your bum back, and you should feel a very nice tension on your hamstrings, pushing your hips forward. So that's a deadlift. Right, a very simple deadlift, back straight and down. The movement, as the weight goes down, imagine that you're dropping the weight by pushing your hips back. A lot of us tend to want to imagine putting things down by rolling our shoulders down. It's very automatic, right? Instinctive. You want to roll your body to bring it down. Then you end up having this rounded back, right, which is very strenuous and it's very bad. So you want to keep your back straight, pushing your bum back. You can see the weight dangles, back straight, pushing up, right? Push your hips back, pushing up, right? So you have protect, very nice core to protect your back. Next thing, so we're going to move on to what we call a clean. So essentially, this is what it looks like first. Similar, one arm, right? Hips a bit higher, not too low, because if too low, your knees bending a lot, we end up doing a squat again, right? So from the floor, make sure your back is straight, strong, look 45 degrees forward, right? What you want to do is to pull up fast and do sort of like a bicep curl, right? As you realize, the bicep curl is a movement going forward, but this one is sort of like close to my body, right? So from the side, as you can see as I stand, I'm using quick movement by standing up fast, pushing my hips forward fast, and then from there, I'll sort of like drop my elbow as the weight comes up. So I'm not pulling it up, I'm sort of letting the weight go up. As I go, my elbow goes under, right? So this is a very nice clean push. It should feel very light, right? It shouldn't feel like I'm using my bicep, okay? If you're using a bicep, it means you're not standing up fast enough. So nice and strong, keyword, stand up fast, elbows under. One more time, keyword, stand up fast, elbows go under. It's sort of like flipping over. Right, next, you want to end up, the snatch is where you pull the weight from the floor to above your head, right? So it's a progression. So you have the deadlift, and then this is how it looks like. The deadlift, fast, the weight will go up, right? So as you can see, it's a progression. The weight moves from the floor to my shoulder to above my head. So how it's done, imagine that you're wearing a very tight pair of jeans. You want to pull the jeans up your hip, right? So as I stand, the movement starts from our legs, not the arms, the legs, right? So you can see, I'm going to stand up fast, pull my jeans, the weight will go up, right? So bring it down nicely. As you can tell, every time I do the movement, my body, my elbows are always very close to my body, right? You don't want to have that extra swing on top, because once you have that swing, your body will move forward, you might lose your balance. You want to stay nice and grounded all times. So the snatch, one more time. I'm going to pull, I'm going to do it slow-mo, stand up fast, pull your elbow up. As the weight goes up, you go under the weight, right? Sort of, the weight goes up, you go under, similar to the clean, whereby your elbow goes under. We're going to do 3 more times, just to see how it goes. Same thing, drive your hips forward, pull it up, and the weight should go up, and we stand. Right, so drop it down, stand up fast. This is called a snatch, and this is how it's done, right? So please do try it. Comment if you want. Remember to tag Get Active SG so that your friends can see it, so that we can see it, and maybe we can share some tips with you, and you see how it progresses, right? So thank you for your time. It's back to Kelly and Barbara.
Thanks so much,
Right.
Xiang. Barbara, you're actually pretty
Doing the-
good at these movements now, aren't you? Because you've been
I've been
training at
working
level.
on them with Alex from Level and taking me through the different, like the cleans, the jerks, I get stuck sometimes when I first started doing things.
Yep.
the one where you do the split jerk.
Yeah.
So it goes from here, and then it goes up, and then your legs go into that semi-lunge position. And I did it, and I didn't know how to get out of it. So I was just stuck there for the longest time. I was like, guys, what do I do?
Oh, well, a bit of practice makes perfect, hey? Anyway, we've got lots coming up on the show tomorrow as well, don't we?
We do. It is Family Friday.
That's right.
Lots of good stuff coming up. We hope that, you know, it's just gonna be nice and chill, and we love to talk to parents and families. We've got the YouTube family coming in.
Yep. Well, one of them.
Well, one of them. They've been creating some great content, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And we've also got Gyro Sarah.
Yes.
Sarah Gyro, who has come in for our stretch sessions a couple of times now. Her mum is coming in because her mum is a yogi.
Yeah. Her mum and her dad are actually yogis, which is pretty cool. But we're getting her mum in. Auntie Jane will be joining us. Plus, we've got a chat with Senior Minister of State Sim Ann, who is going to be joining us and talking about mask force and the powers that be. So make sure you stick with us here tomorrow, 10 a.m. for all of that goodness on Family Friday, right here on The Morning Show with Kelly and Barbara. That's it from us today. Whatever it is you're doing, make sure you're staying safe, stay strong, and stay at home.